Right, hello. This is a video to basically tell every other single dropshipping guru to fuck off. Basically, you've been in the position, right, where you've started an e-commerce store and nothing's worked. Okay, maybe you've seen videos like these and you've tried to implement them, and then you've watched a video like this where this guy's made $30,000 in a day, and you've said, well, why does this never happen to me, or why do I fail every single time? And the reason is because you've been lied to, okay? And I'm going to explain this to you because I'm sick and tired of seeing it. So, no matter what you do, your revenue drops, right? You're either somebody, you're probably falling into one of two categories here. You're either somebody who's just about to get started, or you've bought somebody's course, or you've been learning by watching on YouTube and you've consumed hundreds of videos, or you're somebody who's actually built a business before, you've actually started to build a business, and you've just seen everything just go to shit, okay? Whichever position you're in, you're running into the exact same problems, okay? If you're just starting out, you want to make sure you avoid these problems. If you're in the position where you've got a brand, you want to make sure that you avoid these problems. Maybe you think, one day you're making a load of money, you're making tens of thousands of dollars, and then the next day, suddenly your ad just blows through all the money and you lose all your profit, okay? Maybe you never get any consistency. These are just some screenshots, right? I went into some Reddit groups, and these are just some screenshots of the problems that people are having, right? This guy, okay, one day he's making a huge amount of money, profitable ads, and then the next day Facebook decides to just blast through all of his budget and give him no sales or customers, right? If that's ever happened to you, it's a pain in the tits. This one, okay, Facebook ads confusion. Why are you never getting any sales from your ads, right? And this is exactly the same thing, right? If you're doing organic content, why is it you post a video, you get thousands of people visiting your website, but nobody purchases, right? Why is it you're doing exactly the same thing that this guy is teaching you, but he's making £5 profit in a day, and you can barely afford to buy a Freddo bar, right? If you've ever been in the position like this where you've maybe even lost your ad account, or potentially you've actually just never got a single sale from your store before, and more likely you've actually got a few sales, but it's never lasted very long, right? What usually happens when you start with an e-commerce dropshipping store or building a brand or whatever, to be fair, if you've got a website and you sell products, right, it doesn't really matter. You've probably been in this position before, right? Where you start, you make no money, you're basically just bootstrapping as much as you can. You are launching ads, right? If you're running ads, you're just posting as many ads as possible, and then suddenly you get your first sale. And admittedly, right, I understand the first sale you get is the best sale you will ever get in your life, because finally you realize that actually it's possible. You can make money online, and you haven't been lied to by these gurus, or so you think, right? And then suddenly you get a few more sales, so you start to scale in your growth, and maybe, right, you get to the point where you've made in one day probably about $50 in profit, and you think this is amazing, right? If I can get this to $100 in profit per day, I can basically live off this. And that is the most important part for most dropshippers, most e-commerce people, most people who are starting to business, is to get to that point where they can actually live off the profit from their business. But then as soon as that happens, everything comes crashing down. Your mum hates you, you have to move out, and then you're homeless, right? At that point, this is the worst part of running a business, right? And the reason this happens is because you've been lied to, right? You have been told that all you need to do is go out there, find a winning product, throw together an e-commerce store in 5 minutes, throw up some ads, and then suddenly you're going to make tens of millions of dollars. Whereas the reality is that's not going to happen. And then what ends up happening, right, is your ad costs rise, or your videos stop getting views, and people come to your website and nobody purchases, right? Or people who do purchase ask for refunds, and then you get disputes, and then your entire business comes crashing down, right? So it's most likely you've been in this position here, and this has either been within like the first 3 days or the first 3 months. But the reality is most people who start an e-commerce store within the first 2 or 3 months fail, okay? So you're now thinking clearly the gurus are liars. Clearly, this guy who's making $30,000 is lying, right? Clearly, nothing works. You've tried everything. You've tested hundreds of creators. You've tested hundreds of different products, right? And you probably have, right? Admittedly, these gurus are telling you you need to be focused on running this ad strategy, or, maybe you need to try this creative, or tell you what, test this new product, or tell you what, actually, if you use this new Shopify theme, you're now going to make millions of dollars. Maybe these people are faking their screenshots, right? So if you've ever been in a position where you've been running ads and you've woken up the next morning and you've seen this and you've thought, what's the point anymore? I give up, and you've thrown your computer across the room. I've been there thousands of times before, right? This is the worst possible feeling that anybody can have when they're running a business, is the strategy, and this is exactly the same, by the way, for organic content, right? If you've ever been in the position where you've posted a video and then suddenly your account gets banned, right? Or you're running ads and then suddenly Facebook decides that's it, that's enough money for you, banned. Or you've decided that actually you've spent, $300 today, you've made some profit. The next day, banned. Or even worse, you spend $300 but you make no sales. So all the profit that you made yesterday has now been just wiped out, and you've now made a loss. If you've ever been in this position, then guess what, right? Because it's not your fault. Big influencers have been lying to you, okay? They've been teaching you the wrong thing right from the start. How many times, right, answer me this question in the comments, how many times have you watched a video where some idiot on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube has told you, I'm going to make, do a 30 grand in a month challenge, right? I'm going to build a $30,000 a month e-commerce brand in 1 month, right? And they show some stupid result like this, okay? And you've probably thought, that's amazing. If I can make 40 grand next month, I'm going to be living on the moon. It'd be amazing. But the problem is, right, they only teach you how to do it for 1 month. It's very, very easy. It's not easy, but it's easier to create an e-commerce store that does $40,000 in a month than it is to create an e-commerce store that does $100,000 over an entire year. And I can guarantee, right, the profit that you've made on this is not going to be what you think it is. It'll probably be about 4 or 5 grand because of the amount of refunds and disputes you're going to get. And the problem is, every single guru out there does this because they know it's easy to build a business and show instant sales. Okay, they know it's very, very easy to get people coming in and buying right at the start, and that's exactly what you've seen, right? Every time you've launched a business, within the first 2 or 3 weeks, you've got sales coming in, you've been making some profit, you've been high on life, and then suddenly it comes crashing down. But all they need is to show you a video that actually proves that you can make a big number in 1 month. And don't forget, right, they've got more money to push into ads than you do, so it's just a difference in scale. But they just need to prove to you that they can build an e-commerce store that can make $30,000 in 30 days, and then you'll hang off their every single word, and then maybe you'll go ahead and buy their course. And I haven't got a problem with people doing that to sell products, right? But the problem here is you now think that you're making 30 grand a month, right? But you're not, right? If you made 30 grand in 1 month, if you can't make 30 grand a month for 12 months, you're not making 30 grand a month. You've made 30 grand. Congratulations. But so would I if I worked a normal job. And also that would be more profit, right? So what you need to do is you need to find a way of building a business that's going to scale consistently and just maintain that growth year round. You can't quit your job if 1 month you make 10 grand and the next month you lose 10 grand. You're going to be homeless, right? That's basic economics. So what happens is you start to look for a solution, and there are thousands of solutions out there, trust me, right? Winning Facebook ad strategy. Put your hand up. How many times have you, actually, to be fair, write in the comments, right? How many times have you blamed the reason for everything on your store on Facebook ad strategy or your TikTok ad strategy? Probably tens of thousands of times, right? So you go to YouTube and you see this guy here who's got 124,000 views, who's guaranteed to give you the best formula for Facebook ads. And you think if you click that video and you watch it, suddenly somebody's going to hand you some golden egg, and there's some weird setting that you can turn on Facebook that's suddenly going to make you tens of millions of dollars. You've probably thought that before, and then you've gone and tried a different ad strategy, and that hasn't worked, right? Well, there's a secret for you, right? That's not your problem, okay? If you're not getting the point yet, that's not your problem, but we'll get to that in a second, right? Maybe you've thought, I need to test more products. And that's a fair enough point, right? If you're doing dropshipping and your product's shit, nobody's going to buy it. But here's an idea. You can sell anything as long as you know how to do marketing and build your business properly, okay? Liquid Death is a company that sells water, and they make tens of millions of dollars. They sell, it falls out the sky, and they make tens of millions of dollars. And the only reason they're able to do that is not because they've tested loads of different products or they've got the winning Facebook ad strategy. It's got fuck all to do with Zuckerberg. It's all to do with how they actually market their product and how they've built their business, built their brand, okay? How many times have you thought, maybe I need to test creatives? And you do need to test creatives, right? But you don't need to test 10 million of them, okay? How many times have you thought, I need to go out and produce, send my product to 500 people. I need to then spend 6 months editing all of that together, testing out millions of different hooks, and then posting all of those across the internet and seeing if something works. How many times have you thought, the reason that your ads are failing are because your creatives are failing? But this doesn't make sense, right? Because if you look at your ad campaigns, it's not very difficult to realize that actually one ad has been worn out, right? You just look at the frequency. If the frequency is greater than 2 or 3, swap out the ad. But if it's not, the ad isn't necessarily your problem. So just by throwing a new ad at the problem, you're not necessarily going to solve the problem. There's something else going on that's stopping your business from succeeding, okay? Because in the first week, you saw results. But the second and third and fourth weeks, or the third and fourth weeks, everything came crashing down. So something's happened, something's changed that's caused that problem. So basically, you're just confused, right? You don't know what way to look. You don't know what's going to happen, and you're trying everything, right? You're basically just throwing spaghetti at the wall. So this one, you can test 100 million products if you want, but it ain't going to work, right? You can try new Facebook ad strategies, right? Fad strategies. You've got fad diets and Facebook ads fad strategies. maybe it's an issue with your creators, which it isn't, right? Or maybe you think your landing page is shit, right? So what happens is, right, now you're running ads, or you're posting content and you're getting customers in. Suddenly that stops happening. So now you go into a flat spin panic trying to work out what's happening. So now you spend all of your time basically just watching YouTube videos trying to find out that magic solution, at which point, right, you're not doing any more marketing. You're spending all of your time testing out different ad strategies, so you're burning through more budget, you're not making anything. You're just spending all your time just talking to idiots on the internet to try and create content and creators for you, or you're spending all of your time just creating brand new landing pages or doing product research. And at this point, your business is now guaranteed to be completely fucked, right? Because you're not spending any time at all building it. You're not spending any time marketing, building the business, and creating a profitable long-term brand, right? And this is what you look like, confused, okay? And I've drawn a diagram to try and explain this to you, okay? This is you, this is your eyes, and this is what you're looking at. You're focusing on Facebook ads and TikTok organic and a new ad strategy, and it's, again, right, it's not your fault, because all of these gurus know if they create a video that is designed to capture your attention and they say, look, you got a problem with you're not making any sales, try this new ad strategy, right? They know you're going to watch that because they know that you're looking for that solution, you're looking for that golden ticket, and your attention is 100% diverted, right? You're looking at Facebook ads, TikTok organic, creating new ad creatives, maybe I need to test a new lookalike audience, or I need to build a new landing page, and you're blaming every single problem on your marketing. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, this is what your business looks like and your customers. There's a war going on and you're ignoring it. You're looking in the completely wrong direction. You think that the only reason your business isn't making money is because marketing. So the only solution to this problem is to do more marketing, right? If I'm not making sales, I'll change up my ad strategy. Whereas in reality, what's actually happening is every single customer who's bought from your store has got a problem. They haven't received their order, right? You've got incredibly bad experience because you spent zero time on it, right? Please answer me this in the comments. So I'm getting quite worked up here because this has happened so many times to me and I'm fed up with it happening to other people. Write in the comments how long you spend on creating your store and your brand and building your business versus how long you actually spend posting TikTok videos or watching YouTube videos, right? I can guarantee 80% of you are going to say 80% of my time is spent looking at this stuff and 20% of my time is spent actually building the business. And that 20% of the time was right at the start before you had any customers or were running any traffic. You're not analyzing the problem. You're just solely blaming everything on the front end stuff because it's easy to do that, right? It makes sense. Facebook ads is this cool, mysterious, mystic thing that only Zuckerberg knows how to do it, all of his little green men, and somebody else is hiding from you the secret advertising strategy. But reality is somebody else has got a better business than you and you don't, right? You are turning up with a bike that's sellotaped together versus somebody on an actual super bike, right? There's no way you're going to win that race. And the reason is because you haven't built that bike properly. You haven't spent the time crafting it and building it and testing it and improving it, whereas everybody else has. So just by dumping more petrol at the problem, you're not going to go any faster. You need to build a better bike. You need to build a better business, okay? Anyway, I hope that kind of clears things up. I hope that makes sense. So in the background, right, this is what's actually going on in your business, okay? And I'm going to tell you something in a second that you probably don't know, and it's going to turn a light bulb on for you, and you're going to probably lose your mind, okay? You're getting hundreds of emails that are coming into your business. Thousands of people are getting pissed off. They're getting angry. They can't find their orders. Things haven't been shipped out. And the reason, right, this is happening is because you're ignoring these things. You don't want to focus on these problems. You're looking the other way. Meanwhile, World War III is going on behind you. You're looking at all these other problems because you don't want to focus on it because it makes you feel sick. It makes you feel depressed. It's just a problem that you don't want to fix. People don't like focusing on this stuff and they don't like talking about this stuff because nobody knows how to fix this stuff. But you will if you watch the rest of this video. This is you trying to deal with customer service, right? And everyone hates you. You're getting really bad reviews. Everyone, basically, right, what happens, right, and you need to realize this, if you don't run a business properly, your customers can completely tear you apart. If you don't give them a good experience, right, that customer has come in and paid you. Just because they've given you the money doesn't mean that's where the service stops. The service stops when they receive their order. Once they're happy with that product, 6 months later, that's when the service stops. Because if you can get that customer to come back and keep on buying from you, that's when you're going to start to be able to see exponential growth in your business, right? Not just by looking for a new advertising strategy or not by testing a billion different creatives or finding a new product, right? You need to start focusing on what matters, right? How many times have you built a business and it's failed? And when you've been in a flat spin panicking, have you actually realized that your little fulfillment center hasn't been fulfilling anything, right? nothing's been arriving on time, okay? It's taken 6 months for something to arrive to your customers, or, oh no, by accident, we forgot to ship some orders, right? Some bullshit excuse, or maybe we put it on the wrong ferry and we sent it to Mars instead, but nobody's receiving the orders. Meanwhile, right, you're still paying for them. You've got to refund the customer. They're pissed off and they dispute. All of these problems are happening in your business, and you're going, I need to find a new Facebook ad strategy. It just doesn't make any sense, right? Unshipped. Seller has not shipped the order. You've probably seen that one before. So you need to start focusing on what's actually the problem in your business. You need to build and spend time on your business, right? And every single person out there who's trying to teach you how to do e-commerce is saying, try this new ad strategy, launch this product, test these products. Whereas in reality, what you need to be doing is working out how to do the service delivery, how to give your customers a good experience, how to deal with those customers. And also, right, you're just starting out. So you want a way of doing this that's not going to cost you a fortune. If you can just set it up and leave it, that's fine, but you need to set it up. So what do you actually do about this, right? How can we get around this problem? And now you're about to learn something which is probably going to make you feel sick if you don't already know this. What happens is every single one of these customers who's angry at you, you don't know it, but behind the scenes, Facebook or TikTok is saying to them, tell us what you think. You know, you've just bought a product from Jasper's Market. Give us your feedback, right? Or what's happening is these customers are getting pissed off and angry, and they're saying, you know what, I'm going to submit feedback on this ad, right, or this company. And I can say these company are a scam. Have you ever opened up your Facebook or your Instagram or your TikTok messages or comments and seen how many people have been messaging you saying, where is my order? Or how do I get a refund? Or you guys are a scam, right? How many times has that happened to you? And if you haven't checked, pause this video, go and check, and come back, and then you'll probably feel sick. There are probably tens or if not hundreds of people messaging you, commenting on your videos, and what's happening is it's negatively affecting your business, okay? Because if you're not building the service correctly within your business, a customer who comes into that business is expecting a level of service, right? Because you spent ages with your ad strategy and your ads and convincing them to buy. But once they've bought, you have now given up on that promise. You said you're going to get your order in 7 days, right? And your order doesn't turn up because you've got 5 days to fulfill the product, and then you're going to ship it on a ferry and a container ship, and then a peddler is going to swim it over from France, right? You're spending no time building the business. And what actually happens is Facebook gathers this feedback, okay, and they create a feedback score, and they judge every single business, but they also compare them to each other. So if you run a business and you run a Facebook ad, or the same is on TikTok, and the same is also with organic content, okay? If you're running content and you're using a platform to bring in customers, and you're giving a bad service, that platform will know about it, right? Because people will either report your videos, or they'll comment bad things on it, or Facebook directly sends out reviews and surveys to your customers. Your customers will then fill out that survey, and then Facebook will give your business a score, okay? This is what it looks like. Facebook feedback score. And by the way, right, I'm just using Facebook as an example. This happens on TikTok ads as well. It happens on every single advertising platform. They all have their own different ways of doing it. But what happens, right, is if your feedback score on Facebook drops below a 2, then your advertising costs will rise, okay? But it takes a while for you to see this. I think it's like 4 weeks until you actually see your feedback score. So you remember right at the beginning, right, where we build a store. That's quite funny, those memes. You build a store, and then within 30 days it starts crashing down. You haven't actually had time to see that feedback score from Facebook yet, but they've been gathering that data and that feedback. And guess what? Like, it's usually around the 2-week mark, and the 2-week mark is typically where your customers start to expect their products and they start to get angry, right? That's the patience level of people is about 7 to 14 days, and that's when your feedback score starts to crash. So what does Facebook do? They say, well, we don't trust this guy, and we don't want him advertising on our platform, because if he advertises on our platform and he tries to sell his products and scams our customers, our users, people are going to start leaving Facebook, and it's going to ruin our reputation. So it's easier for us as a company to just ban you from Facebook. It's easier for us just to say, stop advertising on our platform because you're causing problems. Your business is not legit. So we're going to either penalize you to start off with, right? At this point, your ad costs are going to get higher, your CPMs are going to double, your click-through rates are going to drop. They're going to start showing your ads to a bad audience. Somebody who's got, a 5 feedback score, who actually runs a good business, is going to be just hoovering up all of your customers while you're just there being like, I'm going to test a new ad strategy. Doesn't matter. Facebook's decided they hate you, okay? So you need to build a proper business to make sure they don't hate you. So you can see what I'm saying. Whichever situation you're in, right? If you're starting a business, you need to make sure you're building a proper business where you're going to get good feedback from your customers. You're going to get happy customers. Or if you're running a business right now and you're starting to see things drop, or you can't scale your ads, or your ad costs are increasing, and you're thinking, I need to test a new ad strategy or find a new product, What you actually need to be doing is focusing on your business and just emailing all of your customers, making sure all of your customers are happy, making sure they have all the information that they need, making sure they can track their orders, making sure that you're prioritizing the people who have got big problems in the business to make sure that they're not going to give you a bad feedback. Okay? And they rate this, right? They break it down. Okay? Yeah, so here, product quality, shipping speed, didn't receive item, right? I think they also do customer service, or maybe that's under one of these. But you get rated on different levels, so you need to know what to focus on, right? And if you're focusing on the wrong thing, which is just marketing, all of these numbers are going to drop. And when they drop below a certain point, you will also be banned, okay? And like I said, when this happens, your ads become unprofitable, okay? Same thing happens on TikTok Organic, same thing happens on Instagram Reels, same thing happens on Snapchat, on Google Ads, on everything. They all have their own system for monitoring and tracking just the performance of your videos or your ads, okay? So your views and revenue starts to climb, you start to be in a great place, and then suddenly it crashes and burns. And this is because you have, at the 2-week mark, okay, and it doesn't matter how long it is, right? At a certain point, you've stopped focusing on your customers and you've been only focusing on your business. And then what happens is you start to focus on marketing more, which just makes the problem worse. You're focusing on the wrong thing. If you're focusing on the front end of your business, meanwhile World War III is going on behind you and you're just ignoring it because you think, as long as I can keep on bringing on customers, I'll be fine. No, Facebook's already decided they hate you, right? That's it. You're fucked. So this is it, right? This is you going live on Instagram during World War III. This is you focusing on the wrong problem, being all happy, being like, come on, let's test a new ad strategy. It's just stupid. This is going on behind you. You need to focus on that. So you need to start spending time on the right things, okay? So rant over. You've been told your entire life that the only reason or the only way to make money online is by trying new ad strategies or testing new products or building new landing pages or just basically fucking about, right? And what's actually happening is you're not spending time on the right things, okay? So you can see why gurus only show you brand new stores, right? You can see why a guru is only going to say to you, how many times, right, have you seen somebody that's shown a screenshot of, I have made $300,000 over the last 24 months, okay? And I've made this much profit over the last 24 months. Probably only about 2 to 3% of the people who actually create content on YouTube will show you those results. You're not in the position to know how to do this stuff. And the reason you're not is because you're consuming content from people who also don't know. They are creating content that's teaching you how to scale ads, how to run a brand new store, and then they do these challenges saying, I'm going to make $5,000 in the next 48 hours. Excellent, good for you, right? But after that, what's the aftermath? Right? Because did you ship out those products? Did you get good shipping times? Did you have good customer support? Were people able to track their orders? Did they have access to all the information that they needed? If somebody had a problem with their order, do they then dispute it later? Do you then refund them? Do they then get returns? All of these problems that happen afterwards, right? Once they've published the video and you've spent $1,000 on their course, once all of that's happened, you no longer need, they haven't told you. They don't know. Right? Anyway, I hope you understand this problem because it really does sort of lead to bad business, right? And anyway, inevitably, you have an unprofitable business, right? You no longer make any money from your business, it fails, and then what you do is you blame it on dropshipping. And then you watch a video that says dropshipping is dead, and then you start some brand new side hustle like crypto or Amazon FBA or selling your grandma's ashes for enhanced coffee, right? Whatever it is, you're just basically moving on to the next best thing because you've now been sold by somebody else on that next problem. Whereas reality is you can make it work. You just haven't been told how to run a profitable business, how to build a business that is going to have happy customers, right? I showed you, if you have a business and you do bad things and your customers aren't happy with the service, they can tear it down. And you don't even know this is happening. Facebook behind your back is going out, right? People who are angry, and also, side note, if you're running the same product as somebody else, customers are pretty stupid. Some of them will go onto your ad and report your ad for something that you haven't done just because somebody else out there has sold the product badly or they've never shipped the product and they've just ripped them off. They will then blame you for it because you're advertising the same product, right? So some of it isn't your fault, okay? You could be running, okay business, but what you need to do is you need to make sure that you're managing these customers. Every single time they come through, they need to know where their order is. They need to be able to access the information about that product. If they've forgotten shipping times, they need to be able to access that information. If they've got a problem with their order or they're frustrated, they need to be able to access you. You need a way of prioritizing this information so you can focus on the people that's going to tear your business apart. So You're not making 10k a month if you haven't done it for more than 12 months, right? You've just made 10k revenue in 1 month, right? You haven't been taught how to build a proper business. And this is what a proper business looks like, right? When you actually start to focus on the correct things, this is what it looks like. Consistent revenue, a flat revenue graph. If not, right, you'd be, ideally you want it to start growing, but that's what a proper business looks like. When you're building it slowly and correctly, you're building proper customer support, you're building a proper service, right? People pay for a service and you're doing it properly. You will continue to last for months and months and months and months and months, right? High returning customer rates. If a customer buys your product and they have a good service and you send them a personalized thank you note and then you say, look, I tell you what, because you've just bought, here's a free product, or because you've bought a free product and you've got this free product, I tell you what, we're going to give you, because your name's Amber, 20% off discount and all this stuff. You're going to build a loyal customer base, and you're going to start to see, it's supposed to have an x-axis, you're going to start to see increasing revenue in your business, and things are going to last. So month on month on month, you're going to know how much money you're making, and you'll make more money than you did last month, right? That's all we want, okay? That's all you want. 12 months. If you can make £3,000 profit for 12 months, would you not be happy? I would be. I wouldn't have to work, right? Oh, I don't work. I run my own business, but I understand this stuff. Comment that down below, right? If this is starting to make sense, just comment down below, right? And this is what the big brands are doing, so why aren't you, right? Gymshark. They know they need to give their customers a great experience. Look at their Trustpilot, right? 3.8, great. Okay, I mean, it could be better, but it's probably better than yours. Right? You've probably got 1-star red, and your nan hates you, right? Here, they've got just a chatbot on their website, which is just giving them information, right? Customers can get access to this information whenever they want, right? How do I return my order? Or I still haven't received my refund. My order is wrong. How do I track my order? They've got an entire support hub, okay? How do I return my order? All of this information, right, is on one page that they can go ahead and find. You need to spend time building this information, okay? How do you actually do this, right? Because you have to realize that this feeds your growth and profitability, even if you're only making 5 sales a day. If you're making 5 sales a day and those 5 customers go and tell their 5 friends each that they had a great experience from your business and they loved your product and you're really nice and you sent them a free product afterwards, those other people are going to come and purchase from you as well. And also they'll come back and buy again, right? So you're thinking that your business is only growing because you're pumping money into ads. Whereas the reality is, if your customers are happy, they're going to tell their friends, they're going to grow it, they're going to post about it, they're going to share it on social media. And that's going to be free marketing for you. So if you spend time building a proper support system in your business, it's going to grow automatically for you. And you can automate most of this, right? It's not difficult to do. But the problem is no one wants to talk about it, right? Because service delivery is boring. Service delivery isn't flashy. It's not going to get clicks. It's not going to show people that you can't say, right, I set up some support in my business and I hired a customer support representative and as a result, I made $25,000 this month. You can't do that, right? But you can say, I hired a support representative in my business. My customers were happy. And 6 months later or 12 months later, I still have a business. Meanwhile, you're poor or in jail. Okay. That's kind of the problem with it. And again, on top of it, not many people know how to do it because they just churn and burn businesses. So how can you actually do this, right? The usual thing is you go out and you hire someone to deal with their emails, okay? And those emails are specifically designed to just answer people's questions, right? Pros are, obviously, you have somebody dealing with the problems. The cons are, it's incredibly time consuming, right? You've got to spend you've got to interview 15 people for an hour of time each. You've got to build training information to train those people up, Zoom calls, Q&As. You've got to approve all the stuff that they do. It's very costly to operate because you've got to pay somebody. And also, right, not to mention, you're probably about to do this because you're at the point where your business is failing. So now you've got to go ahead and hire someone, right? Not really ideal. You'll deal with contracts, payroll, holidays, and they can't work 24/7, right? So this is kind of what we need to have. You've got all your traffic coming in from Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever, all your ads onto your website. And beforehand, this is what you're doing. You're letting them buy and then you're ignoring them, and that's it. Okay. And that money is just going out the door. What you actually need to be doing is having all that coming in, and people have got questions and they're shopping around, and then you're going to send that to an email, and then you're going to pay somebody to build a contact page, and you're going to hire someone, and then you're going to train that person on all of the stuff on your, guys, there is an easy way of doing this, trust me. Train that person on your entire website, right? And then, if they've got a complex issue, they need to prioritize it, and then that customer support person needs to go ahead and have a look at the training documents. They then need to plan out and draft a response and send you that, and then if you approve it, they can send it, and if they don't approve it, they've got to redo it. And most of the time, if they don't approve it, you just do it anyway, right? So you're just now paying somebody to do some work that you're going to do anyway. And then just to top it off, right, at about 10 o'clock at night, they message you saying, I haven't heard back from you, how do I solve this problem, right? Not an ideal solution. It does work. It's expensive and time consuming, and it doesn't really help your customers. All right, and the good news is there is actually a much easier way to do this, right? There's a way to do this without actually hiring loads of people and building all of these automations, and this is very time consuming and expensive, right? We don't want that. We want something easy so we can actually get back to marketing and continue to scale our business, right? So if you're wondering how you can actually do this all yourself, whether you're just starting out, you're building your first business, and you sounds like, you want something there to, have a structurally correct business, so you're not constantly focusing on the wrong thing, or if you already have a business and you can see it starting to fail or there's some problems that are happening and you're wondering how to get this set up so you can get back to scaling your ads and get back to, bringing on tens of new customers every second, well, there is some good news. I have got a free course for you, which is going to teach you everything, right? It is going to teach you everything that you need to know. You can get it, top link down below in the description, right? You're going to learn how to, and this is like for everybody, right? So if you are just starting out and you want to get started in e-commerce and you don't really know where you're starting, I'm going to teach you how to choose a product and how to build your store, right? I know I went on about all that stuff at the beginning, but you need to know it to be able to build your store, right? The technical aspect of building it, you need to know. So I'm going to teach you that for free anyway, right? How to scale your ads and get customers. Obviously, you need customers coming into your business. That's a given. So if you want to get customers through organic or you want to get customers through paid ads, I'm going to teach you that anyway, right? But also I'm going to teach you how to systemize your entire business, how to make sure that your customers, when they come through, have the best possible experience that they have had from any other business in the world. This is honestly a plug-and-play system, and I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. Then I'm going to teach you how to guarantee a feedback score of 5, to the point where your customers are raving about you and recommending your products and your business to everybody else. All of that is in the free course, and all you need to do to get access to it is click the top link in the description and register for my free class, and I'll send you an invite to your email, okay? So go ahead, click the top link, and what you're going to do is it's going to take you to, this is the link here below the video, go ahead, click that link, and it's going to take you to this website, okay? Click on this big button here. You want to click on register for the free class and put in your information on, I think your name, your email, your phone number, select the date of the free class, and then I am going to send you an email, right? You just need to check your email. There will be a link in there to the free course, okay? Go ahead, download that free course, watch the free course, learn the free course, implement the free course, right? And as an added bonus, you're also getting access to a free 2-hour class, right? That's what this is, right? The title of this will probably change, but the point is you're going to get access to 2 hours of me teaching you how to build a proper business, a long-term scalable business, right? I'm fed up with people trying to teach you how to run ads and just pick the best products and all of that shit. You need to know the proper stuff, but it's very, very difficult to go through in a lot of detail, so I need time to do that, which is why I run a class every week for free that's going to teach you exactly how to do this. So you have now also got access to that as well. So check your email. That will be happening on, I think it's Monday next week at 7 p.m. UK time. So yeah, go ahead, sign up for that. And also don't forget, right, I will send you regular emails just to keep you reminded, because if you forget and you don't turn up, then I'll find out where you live. Anyone with zero experience can set up a plug and play system that's going to automate your business, right? All of this stuff that you need to have set up to give your customers the best possible experience is actually an automated system. It's a plug-and-play system. It's incredibly easy to get integrated into your business. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that on the free class. You're going to get access to everything to build a long-term, profitable, scalable business and finally get you out of this rut so you can actually start scaling your business and making more money, right? You can ask me any question that you want on that free class. I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know to be able to scale your business and to stop falling down and failing at every single turn, okay? And then also how you can double your conversion rate in one click, right? Added bonus. You can make more sales incredibly easy. I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know. So that is down below in the description. So if you want to get access to the free course and all of this stuff, click the top link. It's going to take you to my website, register for the free class. I will see you on Monday. If you don't turn up, I will find you. And then also check your email, okay? Because in the email, you're going to get access to not only the free course, but I will be sending it like lesson by lesson over the entire week. You're also going to get access to additional information about the free class and all of that stuff. And if you've got any questions that you want me to go through in the free class, reply to the email and send me that as well, because I will do that. But yeah, hopefully that helps. Bye.